Hey YouTube, Angelo here. And today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on what it's been like to be a driver for Skip the Dishes over the past about a year. I've tracked all of the data and I've done probably uh, 200 shifts, let's say. I'll focus on last year's data, but I thought it might be helpful to some of you out there who are trying to make a little bit of money on the side or trying to get some extra money to trade in stocks or investments or whatever. If I shared my experience doing skip the dishes and just participating in the gig economy, I I'm gonna just break down how much I made, what you can expect, and maybe some of the more abstract um, benefits and lessons that I've got from driving skip, especially while I've been participating in the stock market pretty heavily and doing school and university. It's been a pretty beneficial, I guess, side job or hustle, and it's opened my eyes to quite a few things that I didn't realize about the gig economy before. So, yeah, hopefully you take something from it and maybe it talks you into driving for Skip the Dishes. But anyway, I hope you enjoy. So here's last year's spreadsheet, 2020. I drove Skip for a total of 247 days starting April 28th. And yeah, I tried to typically work about 3, 4 hours a night, even less, honestly, sometimes. It's an interesting gig because you can work pretty much as you want or as little as you want. I'll explain later how the shifts work, but yeah, by the end of the year, I ended up making, almost $12,000. So I worked a total of 160 shifts, and so I'd pick up a shift, most days, but I would take the occasional day off. I'd go on trips with my family and my girlfriend and friends. And so, yeah, super flexible. On average, almost 24 bucks an hour is how much I made. But yeah, 23.50 to be more accurate. Now, this does not include gas. I drive a small, very fuel efficient car, and so for me, I worked it out. It costs me about a dollar or two on average per hour um, in gas fees. And so, yeah, I guess if you want to get technical about it too, you can think about, well, what does your insurance cost? What's your car payment? What about the depreciation from putting more miles on your car and stuff like that? I personally didn't calculate any of that, even gas, on this spreadsheet, just because I care more about cash flow. If gas is an expense of mine and it's flowing through my personal, finances, I'm kind of happy with it because I have an RBC card where I get extra points for paying for gas. And, it's just an expense of the job. What I was really more interested in cash flow through my account. So average per order. So yeah, pretty much any time you accept to deliver someone's food to their house, you can expect to make about almost 10 bucks, 9.87. That's the fee in Canada right now to for Skip to get your food delivered. So I'm in Kelowna, British Columbia, and I think it's a pretty good city for Skip. I've never driven Skip in a giant city or one bigger like Vancouver, Toronto, or anything. But a city like Kelowna where, it's not super crazy busy. There's no like majorly congested downtown area. Everything nicely distanced. There's nothing too far away. Yeah, great city. So anything roughly the same size as Kelowna, I'd highly recommend Skip. Probably, I'd say Kelowna. It's embarrassing. I have no idea how many people live here. Maybe 100,000 to 150,000. I'm really not complaining about making $11,500 driving Skip the Dishes because you get a lot out of it besides just the pay. I guess the first thing is if you're someone who spends the majority of their time on the computer, like myself, it just gets you out of the house. And it's actually good to go drive around and make a bit of money out of the house because while you're driving, it's so chill. You have no one to answer to. You can, listen to podcasts, listen to books, to music, just think. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It gives you a forced reset that's and it's actually productive. Something else I really loved about it is you get to go to all these different restaurants and you get a sense of how things are going out there in your city. Like you get a sense of the good areas of the city, kind of the sketchier areas. You see people out having fun, and that sounds lame. It's not that I don't have fun, but yeah, you see, the liveliness of different areas of the city, and you get to know staff, and yeah, it's pretty social, and also it keeps you a bit humble in a way, especially if you're in the stock market and if you've been doing well there. I think it's good to go and get in touch with what it's like to just work for a couple extra bucks. Like it's a direct payment system where if you do one order, you get paid this much. It's like a little deal with one of your fellow citizens. And I've liked how that's opened my eyes to just business and exchange. And also I think understanding the gig economy and just how entrenched it is now in a lot of cities and their business models, especially the fast food places. The gig economy, I do not think is going away anytime soon. Uber and Uber Eats, DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, all these companies are providing a pretty sought after service. Like it's unlikely that people are going to go back to calling the restaurant for delivery. I know there's arguments about the pay that these platforms require to connect a restaurant to its users, but yeah, I think the market will adjust to that, and I think people will be using the service for a very long time. It's also pretty cool to think about the benefits of getting your hands on pre-tax money. So with Skip the Dishes, you're a contractor and you're in charge of claiming all of your income for yourself at the end of the year. And that, of course, includes the tips you get and everything that, of course, you're going to claim. But what's interesting about when you have pre-tax money is that you can then put that extra income to work while you wait for your tax bill at the end of the year and filing your claims. And so if you have enough write-offs and you have enough ways to shelter this income from tax, you're actually getting, yeah, money that gets to work for you over the course of the year that hasn't been, sliced by 33% by the tax man. And like let's say you wanted to either get out of debt or funnel money into a one of our tax sheltered accounts here in Canada, let's say an RSP or a tax-free savings. It's a pretty efficient way to do it, especially if you're not saving heaps with your income. Like that money adds up quick each week. If you make, 300, 350 bucks, you're not paying any tax on that initially, and you get to funnel that into some of your favorite stocks or investments. I feel like the returns on that over the course of 3 to 5 years are quite staggering. And yeah, for that reason, like it's a pretty good. How the shifting works on Skip the Dishes is each week you set what they call your availability. And so you have, whatever time frame you're willing to work in. And they'll give you 5 slots where you're guaranteed to get shifts and orders. And so you're kind of scheduled in a way, but you are not obligated to show up for those shifts. You are not obligated to take any orders during that time, and you can drop those shifts at any time, and you can pick up any dropped shifts at any time. And so there's a page on the app that's called open shifts, and if you want to work a bit extra and you find some open shifts, you can claim them. And I've found that for the most part I can work most of the days that I want to. I might not get the exact time that is ideal. I can't pick any time short notice, but I could probably get a shift in each day. And what I also love about this system is you don't have to finish a shift. You can go out and work half an hour. You can work 45 minutes. You can go out and pay for tonight's dinner or however you're trying to save money and budget. And it's a lot of freedom with when you work and how you make money. Just having that ability is pretty cool to say, you know what, I want to splurge tonight, maybe on a nice dinner out, I should maybe go try to make 40, $50 so I can cover that. It's pretty cool to have at your fingertips. So I definitely recommend Skip for anyone who's a student, who's looking to make some extra side hustle, who has debt, or who is just interested in, hustling and getting out of the house. You can listen to anything you want while you're driving Skip. And so you can leverage the time very, very efficiently to learn new skills, and you get to make a little extra money doing it, and you sometimes get to make friends doing it. And so, yeah, I've had a great time driving Skip. Honestly, I do like it. It's pretty chill, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And I'll post another video maybe in another year to see if my thoughts have evolved. Yeah, gig economy is here to stay. Hopefully that was a tiny bit helpful for someone out there. And if you like the video, thumbs up it and subscribe if you're interested. Take care.